welcome to the Disagreement podcast. These guys dragged me into it at frickin' 11:30.
We haven't done this in
really
2
tired.
months. We need to record an episode. Our fans have been waiting.
Fans?
Yeah, all 5 of the fans who need the Disagreement podcast in their life.
Oh my god.
Those are
really
sad
tired,
lives.
dude.
Oh man, I can't
Okay,
wait
what
for
are
the
we-
next Disagreement podcast.
Oh, okay. What are we talking
There's just like
about
fucking
today?
one guy just like constantly refreshing the page, waiting like, God damn it, when the fuck's the next episode coming out?
He's actually just a
Okay.
child predator waiting to like get our information.
Oh, jeez.
Anyways, in this episode, we are talking about story-driven video games, like single-player games like Dishonored, The Walking Dead games, versus multiplayer games like Call of Duty, Counter-Strike, Overwatch, World of
Gmod.
Warcraft, Gmod, yep, Gmod, sure do love me some
Gmod.
Gmod.
Fucking Gmod. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Gmod.
Gmod.
Okay. So I'm gonna be defending frickin' single player and like co-op story-driven games.
And I will be defending multiplayer.
And I will be the mediator, because I love both single-player and multiplayer, so I'll be calling one another out.
Okay.
I don't know how this is gonna be structured. I'm like.
Should we just like
already
take
lost.
turns and have bullet points, or should we just like constantly yell at each other and
Constantly yell at each other!
okay,
Let's
blah blah blah
try
blah
it.
blah. Here,
Let's try to like be
let's flip a coin, and
civil
whoever
about it
gets
for,
it
like-
wins. Or goes
Okay.
first.
just type flip a coin into Google.
Wait, no,
How about
I
just, like-
want to use it with an actual coin because I feel like that's more legit.
Do you not have any money? I have a bag of coins right here.
Actually, no, Stretch should do it because he's the mediator.
Yeah, alright, I have a
that's
bag
true.
of coins right here. It's $300 worth of coins. Don't ask me why, it's drug
Okay.
money.
Why
Alright,
don't you just like deposit it into a bank and then just...
alright,
Digital.
Wes, heads or tails?
Heads.
I don't trust banks. Alright, James, you're going first.
Okay, my first point is that multiplayer games you can use them to bond with others. You can share your experiences with other people and really have a good time. I have a lot of memories where I'd play video games like Castle Crashers or Super Smash Brothers with my brother, and we'd bond a lot with them. When you play a single player game, you're just by yourself, alone, sitting in a quiet room with your headphones on, depressed, and it just doesn't have the same experience as a multiplayer game.
I completely agree with you, James, because given the only reason I'm here today is because I randomly joined a CSGO lobby with
Yeah,
Toasty,
exactly. That's how we met.
and through
that's how we
Toasty I
met
met James
Through
and then
Gmod.
Wes.
It's through Gmod.
No, not Gmod.
Gmod.
We met through Counter-Strike.
Oh, through
Yeah. Toasty.
CSGO.
CSGO.
Okay, so James, I'm gonna disagree with you on that. Maybe it's just because of the friends that I play with, but all of my friends like hate playing video games with each other. They just like they're always mad, but they still always go back to playing it. And I don't like to surround myself with people who get mad at games. Like I
What
said,
did you just say?
Maybe it's just the people I end up
maybe your
getting
friends are just
matched
weirdos.
up with, but it's kind of garbage.
See, that's why when you're playing multiplayer games, you need to be the cancer itself. You need to be cancer incarnate. In the year of 2015, I was consecutively banned for 7 days in Counter-Strike for 5 months. You don't need to be the person who's tryharding. You don't need to be the person who's trying to work with the team. You just need to be cancer. Alright? And that improves the experience tenfold. But I do love single player games because it is a unique experience. Like, I don't always want to be talking with people. I just want to hang out with myself and my own thoughts and this character that I'm playing.
Okay.
Another reason I like single player games is like, okay, so when you're playing a multiplayer game and like your team loses, there's a lot of times where your team starts blaming you or like blaming each other. It's like, or you blame other people, and it's like it doesn't, no one knows whose fault it is. But if you're playing a single player game and you end up dying and restarting, it's like that was my fault. That was all me. There's no shenanigans going on with teammates or anything.
That's back to my point where if you're playing bad, if you're afraid of being criticized for being terrible and you don't want the team to like harass you in any sense, that's why you need to be cancer, right? They're not gonna judge a dude who's going around with his knife out trying to stab people. They're gonna be like, "Oh, good for you, buddy. I believe in you." Or they'll be like, "What are you doing? I need to get to global elite by this month, even though I'm silver 1." This game,
The prisoners
my
of
mother will
war.
die if we don't win this.
If everyone else is Cancer, if you act like Cancer, then you'll have a positive experience. But if no one is acting like Cancer and you act cancerous, then you become the douchebag. It's best to just act how everyone else is acting. That's the way I find it.
Oh, that's not the way
like
I
to
find it.
the-
I just be
the,
cancer
like,
regardless.
unnecessarily friendly guy when I'm playing Overwatch or something. It's just
They're like, "Fuck you! You should have picked a support," and you're like, "Oh, I like the sound of your voice. I really like
stuff
your
like
username.
I just
It's
give
like a dog."
encouragement to my team, and they're like, "Oh my god, thanks, dude," or I just play silently and just play really well silently.
That's actually a really good strategy, yeah. If you're just friendly to anyone you meet, it's a really good strategy. See, I don't like doing that because I do it sometimes, I'll be honest, like if I'm in a good mood, but typically, I very much enjoy making people angry and harassing them, because I'm a piece of shit. So, like,
Yeah, I know where that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've had it first-hand experience with that like 10 minutes ago.
yeah. Like, back in 2012, my thing was I used to go make YouTube accounts. This is before I was uploading content. What I'd do is I'd have 3 accounts, I remember. I had the very, homophobic, racist Christian, and that was my account.
Like
I
it was
played
a
as, like, an
character you
old-
played.
Yeah, and I used to reply to comments saying, Jesus Christ is our savior, what are you doing?
Was it really clearly ironic, or was it like serious? Like, if you read it, could you tell that it was a joke?
I don't know. I can't hear a single word
Yeah,
he's saying
I think
now. I think
Stred
think
yelled
he
so loud
died.
he capped his mic and it broke because I can't hear anything he's saying. Yeah. What's up?
Did it get muted?
Fuck.
Hello everybody, sorry
Welcome
my
back,
mic
guys.
broke.
We had some
Oh,
technical
okay,
difficulties.
we're all talking over each
but
other.
We're going.
Anyways, as I was
mic
saying,
broke.
We should recall this the talk over each other podcast.
yeah, as I was saying, my kind of thing was where I used to make accounts based on personalities. Like, other than the Christian, I had this really politically correct trans who
Like
I'd
a
get triggered.
feminist
Yeah, like a
account.
feminazi who I'd get triggered at with people. I also had like this really edgy kid who was actually just my main profile. Sorry about that. But anyways,
Stredulinsky profile.
yeah. I just really enjoy enraging people and making them hate me. It's kind of like a lust, you know? Like, oh, that hatred,
You're
it
a
fuels
troll,
me.
is what you're saying.
Yes, I'm a troll. I am the absolute piece of shit of the internet. But I'm also
Alright,
sometimes
well-
friendly. Sometimes.
The only time I really
Uh,
like being a piece of shit is just griefing Minecraft servers. I used to grief
Oh
Minecraft
fuck
servers
yeah, that's
all the
awesome.
time.
At my school, during lunch breaks, you can go into one of the computer labs and play Minecraft, which is what all the like grade 8 kids do. You can go there and fuck with them so hard, it's hilarious. Cuz they leave commands on and you just go in and destroy everything and ban everyone. It's awesome.
I just get fly hacks and X-ray hacks and all that stuff, and I just go on the newest server on Planet Minecraft or whatever, and I just start fucking with them, and it's hilarious.
Oh, back
Yeah,
in grade
fuck those
4.
guys.
You guys know what LOL LimeWire is?
No.
It's like
I've
just this like flash
heard of it.
animation you get off Google where it's like, you are a pirate, you know, the Lazy Town song. But anyways, what we did was in
Yeah.
grade 4, we would go on all the old like tin computer, like the giant box computers. We'd press F11 so there was full screen. And no, everyone was absolutely retarded, so they didn't know how to close out of the thing. So then it was just on loop playing, and everyone had speakers so that the teachers could see what you were doing. So like literally in the hallways, you could just hear, "Your fidelity, do what you want," yeah.
Oh my god.
That was
Okay.
hilarious.
That's awesome.
Another thing that I did in school was in frickin' like, okay, here are a couple stories. In elementary school, I figured out how to turn the monitors in the computer labs upside down. Like, you just right click on the desktop and say
yeah.
like flip vertically or whatever. And I did that to like just one computer, and then I shut the monitor off so nobody would notice it. And then the frickin' librarian calls me in and says like, "Hey, you did something to this computer, fix it." And then I fixed it, and then she was like, "Now you don't get to use the computers anymore." And I'm like, what? And then in middle school, I wrote a script that would spam people. It would flood their frickin' inbox, and someone put someone else's account in there, and then they flooded it, and it looked like it came from my email, so I got banned from the computers then. is pretty good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We're getting a bit off topic here.
Yeah.
My second point for why I enjoy multiplayer games is because, like we said before, it lets you meet new people. We've met lots of different, cool, interesting people through the internet and through multiplayer games that we never would have met before. And some people meet up in real life and like hang out after meeting someone online, which they
And
either
get
get raped and murdered, or they just hang out and make a great friend, and everything's awesome. So when things turn out great, it's pretty slick.
Yeah,
it's pretty
that's how
dank.
we're why I'm here. But Source Master, do you have any points on why you really like single player games? Because last time you kind of just gave points why you dislike multiplayer. Why do you love single player?
Well, I've been playing... Let me give you an example. I've been playing Portal 2 a lot recently. That game has incredible immersion. It makes you... Hold on. It does a really good job of making you feel like you're alone. It's like, kind of gets into your head, and it's like, holy shit, this is insane. Like, this is actually happening, but it's actually... I don't know how to explain it. Just gives you that feel.
It's a
Like
euphoric
the
feeling.
controller
like
disappears and you feel like you're there.
Exactly.
You know what was the most immersive experience I've ever had while playing a video game? I was at Toasty's house because I know him in real life. He has a VR headset. I forget which one, the Vive, I think. And it's so immersive. I was playing some like zombie game, and it's like the most immersive I've ever been in a video game ever. It's really cool.
Yeah, I have the Vive as well, and I get so immersed in it. I've been playing like VR paintball and stuff, and I'm like, holy shit, this, like, I take off the headset, I'm like, oh my god, real life is a thing still.
Yeah, I don't have enough
pretty
money
crazy.
for that. I'm just like kind of like a little.
Yeah, a VR headset's like $800, isn't it? It's so expensive.
Yeah, Jesus, man. There's not enough There's not enough games for it right now, or like for it to be worth it for me. So maybe in the future, in like 10 years, I'll get one.
It's pretty good though.
Because like in the future, it's going to be A, cheaper, and B, there'll be more games for it.
That's true.
Because like think about it, the first like graphics card or like computer or whatever, that was like used to be like $10,000 or whatever, for just like a really crappy PC. But now, like, you know, that would go for like $10.
A long time ago, you had to have a graphics card and a physics card. It was kind of crazy.
A long time ago, a computer took up an entire room, and they were really shitty.
And they clicked because they used relays instead of freaking transistors.
When I was a
They're
little
really
kid,
loud.
my teachers they told me that computers used to be giant. And I always thought of them as like giant laptops with like giant mouses that you need like a bunch of people to push, and they were just like really heavy. And they were like the laptops we have today, except just scaled up like 1,000 times.
Jeez.
Anyways, multiplayer games.
My third point is that multiplayer games are much more replayable. You can go back and play with different people, and you can try a bunch of different strategies and adapt to how the enemies play. While in a single player game, it's the same thing every time, and after you play the same game 3 times over, you're like, man, I feel like shit because I just played the same game 3 times over again.
Okay, yeah, and if you're talking about Undertale, then yeah, you're probably right. If you're talking about anything that's like randomly generated, let's give some examples. Nuclear Throne, Super House of Dead Ninjas, those are 2 of my favorite games, and of course Minecraft, like you said, and Terraria. Like every time they release an update for Terraria,
topic.
you have to play the entire thing over again, and it's like a completely different game because the world's generated different each time. It's kind of crazy how it works.
The thing is, though, those are kind of co-op games as well. But I think this is it's a tricky subject because it's very subjective. Because if you're talking about Nuclear Throne, tons of replayability. Talking about Dishonored, some replayability. Talking about I don't know, some other fucking single player game, there's not. Like, if it's just one linear story, there's no replayability, but then some single players have a ton of replayability, whereas
you guys know the Telltale Games
most of
company, right?
Most of the multiplayer games have quite a bit of replayability, just because they're always different and the people are never going to do the same thing over and over again.
Okay, I can agree with that. I've played I don't know how many hours of Overwatch and TF2. I mean, I enjoy multiplayer games, but I enjoy single-player games more. Like, frickin' Skyrim, you can play that game in a billion different ways. You can do mods and stuff.
I
another
played
thing.
the Minecraft story mode by Telltale Games.
Oh, no.
The first time I played it, I thought the game was alright. I tried playing it a second time to do the other choices and to try to get like a different ending or whatever, and it was like the same shit. It was so boring. So I didn't finish it the second time because it sucked.
Telltale Games is no longer very good. They used to make genuine games, but now they just copy and paste.
Batman Telltale, it's actually really good.
No, I haven't, but I've played most of them. I've played most of the older ones, not so many of the new ones. Like I nearly finished the Borderlands one. But the thing is, Telltale has found a formula, and they're just copy and pasting it over and over on a new texture set and IP. It's like modern Telltale, not very good. Like the first season.
Have you guys played Strong Bad's Cool Game for Attractive People, the Telltale one?
No, I haven't. But
it was when they did. It was back when they did puzzles and stuff, and that game was pretty fleek. It was pretty dank off the boat.
I never played any of their old games. I think I loved The Walking Dead, the first season of The Walking Dead, not the second season game. I didn't like that one as much, mostly because Lee was dead. But anyways, I also didn't
Spoilers.
I also loved The Wolf Among Us. And that's spoilers, but that game's
really
old as hell.
Yeah, I think all their mature games are good, but the fucking E for Everyone or E10 games are shitty and suck.
Well, that's not even necessarily true. Game of Thrones, that was really bad. I played that one. I did not like it whatsoever. But I
really enjoyed the Batman one. You play as Batman, and you have to solve a mystery about a girl, or fuck, spoilers, about a bad guy who's drugging everyone and killing people. It's pretty edgy and dark.
That's one of the ones I didn't play.
The only Telltale game I've played is like the first episode of The Walking Dead, and that's it. I have not played much of that game.
Play or even watch a walkthrough. That's just as good. Just watch a walkthrough. Sorry.
I disagree.
Of either
I
Wolf
think
Among Us
watching
or
a walkthrough of a Telltale game, you lose a part of the game because a big part of it is making decisions and seeing like, shit.
That's very
true. If I kill Kenny, what'll happen? Oh, if I shoot this guy.
Kenny is dead. Kenny is literally, I love him so much. Mwah. Kenny
is
best
character
man.
in The Walking Dead.
Besides Lee, but after Lee,
no idea. I do not know anything about The Walking Dead.
Yeah, we're just talking about some shit that like Wes doesn't understand. He's
dude,
totally
when Kenny
lost.
came back, man, spoilers all over. But see, that's why.
Wes, what is your third point? Why are single player games good?
Let me come up with something. I gotta think of. Oh, jeez. I guess they have like a longer gameplay. Like a lot of them have longer. You can go for a long time before it starts getting repetitive. Like let's say GTA, like GTA 5, the single player. That thing is, there's so much to do in that game. It's like ridiculous. Like you don't even have to start the game over. You can just, there's so much stuff to do before you can 100%
I don't know how they even like finish the game and sell it at $50 because there's just so much fucking content.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they certainly made their money back.
No shit.
Yeah, that's for sure. I forget what we're on. My fourth point, I think, or fifth point. Multiplayer games, they can be competitive where you compete against people, but they can also be cooperative and you can work together with others and have that variety between competitive and cooperative, where if you play with a CPU, cooperative games are kind of boring.
Okay, I'll give you that one. The cooperative thing, that's pretty good. Like Portal 2 co-op, you can play that over and over.
That game is cancer as co-op unless you have very nice friends.
I played it with one of my favorite friends, and he's just like, yeah, we got it done in like 2 hours.
I've never gotten past maybe like 4 hours of like the actual gameplay, just because me and my friends won't stop murdering one another.
Wow.
Like it's actually almost impossible for me to play Portal 2 co-op. I don't think I've ever gotten past like the fifth or the fourth like lab.
Okay,
all right.
Something that I'm gonna just complain about video games in general. So Overwatch, right? Overwatch is pretty cool, but it's people always call it like, oh, it's a TF2 clone.
Yeah,
The thing with that is, Overwatch is worse because you don't have silly mods. You don't have like custom maps and stuff. I love custom maps. That was one of my favorite parts about TF2. I love all the crazy wacky things going on, and I don't know. I'm just complaining about Overwatch.
You know what's disappointing to me? I bought Overwatch and I was excited to play it, but my computer can barely run it. I get like 10 FPS.
Dude, TF2 will run on any computer. It'll run on like a brick.
Yeah. So I guess moral of the story really is fuck Overwatch. I think that's something we can all agree on in this Disagreement podcast.
Fuck Overwatch.
Yeah, fuck
TF2
Overwatch.
is God.
Thank you guys for watching.
Subscribe to Stredulinsky.
Yeah, subscribe to me, Sourcemaster, as well. Also my second channel if you're not too lazy.
You have a second
Subscribe
channel?
to
Yeah!
Stredulinsky #2. That's actually my better channel. Stredulinsky 1 is a piece of trash. Stredulinsky 2, much better. Alright, goodbye.